Alright, I'd like to show you the automation tools that I've made for when I play DraftKings. Um, so let's have at it. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with DraftKings, but it's just a fantasy football website where you can make up lineups and set them into a pool, and whoever has the best lineup wins. However, so sometimes in these big entry ones, there's like 400,000 entries, and they allow each user to put multiple entries. In this case, 150. I think that's the most you can need. What you would do is you would like go in and like create a lineup, and like let's see, I go in here with load. It's like, all right, yeah, who do I like? I like Ben Roethlisberger for halfbacks, Doug Martin, so and so, and just doing and so forth. But so usually it would probably take like 4 or 5 minutes to manually make a lineup. And if you want to do 150, like 5 times 150, that's 150 minutes, and that's just not enough time. So what I wanted to do is I want to put in 150 lineups, but I just want to do more and cut it down as many clicks as possible. So what you can do, there is a instance where you can upload lineups here. And what it is, you download a Excel spreadsheet .csv file, and then you put in all the IDs. I haven't pulled up yet. I don't. And then you can upload your CSV file with all your 150 lineups, and they'll automatically put them all in one like click. So to show you, so what you would do is you would download the CSV, and I already did. Let's see here. It's right here, the week 2 salary, so that's what it is. I have that download already. So first you download that, and then what I would do, here's my Python program that I wrote that should automate the lineups. And then you just open up your week 2, and then you get all your players in a dictionary format objects. So the theory is with creating lineups is you decide how many lineups you want to create. So in this instance, I'm just going to make 60. And so you just want shares of players of those 60 lineups. So in this case, this week I like these quarterbacks. I like Flacco. And how much Flacco do I want out of these 60 lineups? I want 30 of them. So I want half my lineups to have Joe Flacco. I want 1/3 of them to be Cam Newton. Stafford, 6 shares of the 60. Breeze, 2, and so on and so forth. And then if I wanted to like add a receiver to that quarterback, I think they're going to have a good connection that week. You can stack your players with like Matt Stafford with Golden Tate. I want those 3 shares of my 6 shares of Stafford. I want them to be Golden Tate, the other 3 to be Ebram, so on and so forth. So, and then you go into your defenses. So same thing, you need 60 shares. And these are the defenses I like: the Lions, Seahawks, and I like the Cardinals the most, obviously. So I have 27 shares of them, and it's kind of so on and so forth. You can see that I need 180 slots of halfbacks, because I always put a halfback in my flex. So like there you go. I like David Johnson the most this week, so I'll have 30. So 35 out of my 60 lineups will have David Johnson, and then 1/3 of them will have Spencer Ware, and so on and so forth. You can just kind of see this. Well, here's my receivers. You pick players and how many shares you want out of 60, pretty much. So this week, apparently, I like Odell Beckham the most. I like Jeremy Curley a lot. Same with tight end, blah blah blah. So when you're all done with this, what you would do is now we want to print out all the lineups that it can make. So all the permutations. So what the code does is pretty much it makes all the permutations of these players that I like. So they're unique permutations, and there's some logic in there, so you don't stack all of offensive players on one team. So you don't have your halfback, receiver, and quarterback be on the Cardinals or the Vikings or whatever on the same team. So I did put logic into that. So if you should print them out. So here are all the lineups that I made. Like for my first lineup, the flex position, Spencer Ware, its ID number is 0. I'll have Jonathan Stewart Duke Johnson, Joe Flacco's the quarterback. Receiver 1, 2, 3, Amari Cooper, Ebron, and Cardinals, so on and so forth. So from there, there comes a problem that there's a salary cap of $50,000. As you can see, a lot of these are over 50, so we have to clean that up. So what you do is you would take all of this, copy it, and then you would go to this other second part of the program, and then you would paste it into here, which I already did, so you can see. So this code here, what it's going to do is figure out that the salary cap issues. So as you can see right now, if we run this, it's going to print out all of the lineups that are over 50,000 over the cap. So this will print out all of them. You see all of these are over 50, the total salary is over 50. So what I did with this logic is I would take expensive players, like David Johnson's worth $7,600 this week, and I would replace him with a less expensive player. In this instance, Chris Thompson. And I created a function that you do a swap of these two players, and it says this variable is how much money you save, and do this replacement switch if it's the salary's over underneath this $5,900 salary. So these are a bunch of smart replacements, like Julio Jones expensive, Jeremy Curley's pretty cheap, same with Hopkins, and so on and so forth. So after doing the smart replacements, instead of having all these like 40 lineups that are over salary, it'll pop up the one, it'll do the savings, and it should print out the other ones that are still left over. As you can see, it went from all of these after my smart savings or switches, replacements, to these lineups. So then from here on out, that's enough where I can just manually go in 3 lineups where I can just kind of change things. Yeah, so this instance would be like number 19. I look back into my lineups here. If I go to number 19, so then from here I can pick a player and save, like what is it, 1,220, or wait, $1,300. So I have to find a player or instance where I can switch out $1,300 with one of these players. And that's pretty simple to do. And when that's all said and done, what you want to do is write out. So now you have all of your lineups in, and you want to upload your 150, or in this case 60, to DraftKings. So when you go here, you upload a CV, and you want to select your CSV file that needs to be uploaded, which is called dict, or dictionary.csv, and that's what it'll write out. And right here, it would write out all of my lineups to CSV, and so all you got to do from there out is upload that CSV. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So and then the second part is I created a Flask app that shows the depth chart of every team in every game. So it's like San Francisco's at Carolina this week. So if you wanted to do some analysis of the game, you can say, oh, who's on the Carolina's starting offense and stuff, and you want to look up matchups and stuff. And here's like their team leading side of third party reading if you wanted to read like the Carolinas. My internet's not working right now. Anyways, once that loads, and then you have like recent tweets for the beat writer, so you can see the beat writer, so if there's any breaking news. So this happened 101 minutes ago. Well, that's loading. Let's see if there's any more. Yeah, so now this is a new tweet that happened 12 minutes ago, and apparently it's a URL. So if I wanted to read this article, it's right there. Apparently can't always worry about winning, then taking hits. And then yeah, here's the resourceful rich analysis if you want anything on the Panthers. So, and this is just a link that does a Google search to the this week's practice notes. So if you wanted to read, apparently 3 hours ago, here's how practice went for the 49ers, blah blah blah. So that's how you should do analysis too. So yeah, hopefully that's you get the gist of it. So essentially, yeah, I can create as many lineups with just figuring out what players I like a certain week and do it in a matter of probably, I think it takes me like 30 minutes to calibrate to do all this to do all this code with the Excel and everything and posting it in. So saves me time, and usually I get the players I want and with a lot of lineups, and hopefully, yeah, I'll do good this year. So thanks for watching.